So I want to just take a moment to talk about Jad Jadallah. He's a 14-year-old boy who was shot and killed by IDF soldiers in November. This is a month after the ceasefire. More than 600 people have been killed since the ceasefire. 74,000 people or more total, Gazans. And he was with two other friends peeking around an alley because IDF soldiers had just arrived in his neighborhood. And his two friends took off. He didn't take off immediately, and an IDF soldier shot him from 10 feet away. As he was backing away, didn't kill him immediately, and he turned and ran, and the IDF soldier continued to fire at him. And then about 14 soldiers stood around him for 45 minutes and watched him die as two ambulances tried to get to him and they were stopped, as his mother tried to get to her dying son and was stopped. They have said that he threw a rock, but the video shows one of the soldiers dropping an object near him after he was shot and lying on the ground, and then taking a picture of that. And so there are a whole lot of things that don't add up about the slaying of 14-year-old Jad Jadallah. And that's in November. There are deaths still occurring, men, women, and children throughout Gaza during this truce. And while the Board of Peace meets, and I think it's really important that you go to a source like APAC Tracker and find out if your elected representative is still taking APAC money from an Israeli government that is doing this. They still haven't given his body back to his family. And I think it's important. I think it's important to not look away from this with everything going on. This was reported on BBC. I haven't seen anything US yet, but this video footage is just coming out now between cameras in the neighborhood and then witnesses who had cameras as well. And I think it's really important that we don't forget about that. And maybe checking to see if your elected representative, who I don't think you elected to take foreign money and look away from a genocide, maybe it's important to look and see if they're taking money from a foreign government that is doing that. And if you elected them to do that, and maybe contact them and ask them if, why they're doing that, and when that was never part of the deal when you voted for them and you're paying for them to take all these trips and to live this cushy lifestyle. Maybe it's important you reach out, but check out APAC Tracker. They've been shut down a couple times by Zuck and others. They do a good job of tracking money from different groups, and they're not all the same, but APAC is one for sure. And I think it's important to look into that. Okay, thanks.